In 1932, deep in the golden deserts of North Africa, a machine unlike any other began to move. It wasn't a ship, though it looked like one. It wasn't a tank, though it roared like war. It was something else entirely. A mechanical titan built to conquer the dunes. And yet, only a few years after its creation, it vanished, leaving behind questions no one has ever fully answered. This is the story of the Landship. It all began with a dream. The dream of one man, Friedrich von Krieger, a German engineer who believed the desert could be tamed by wheels instead of hooves. In the early 1930s, the world was obsessed with progress. Airships filled the skies, locomotives broke speed records, and automobiles became symbols of power. But for Krieger, the greatest challenge wasn't the sky or the rails, but it was the sand. The Sahara was a place of silence and death, endless waves of golden dunes swallowing everything that dared cross them. Caravans of camels carried people and goods for centuries, but they were slow, vulnerable, and primitive compared to the modern machines of Europe. So Krieger asked a question that no one had before. What if we build a ship for the desert? By 1932, his idea became real, the Landship project. 86 feet long, 26 feet high, 15-foot wheels that looked like spinning suns in the sand, and at its heart, twin 900-horsepower Maybach turbo engines, roaring together like beasts chained beneath steel. It could carry dozens of passengers in luxury. The interiors were lined with polished brass, wooden panels, and thick glass windows to withstand sandstorms. It was less a vehicle and more a moving palace, designed to glide over dunes where nothing else could go. When it moved for the first time, witnesses said the ground trembled. Its wheels crushed the sand like waves breaking under a ship's hull. From a distance, it looked almost alive, a ship floating on an ocean made of dust. The press called it the Desert Leviathan. Governments called it a glimpse of the future. But the locals, the desert tribes who saw it roll past, called it cursed. They said the land beneath its wheels screamed, that the sand itself resisted it, and that those who built it had disturbed something ancient, something meant to remain untouched. At first, those stories were dismissed as superstition, but the more the machine ventured into the desert, the more strange things began to happen. During its third expedition, one of the engineers reported hearing strange echoes inside the hull at night, like footsteps walking above the metal ceiling, though everyone was asleep. The engines would stall for no reason, then roar back to life on their own. Compasses refused to point north. By the fourth journey, the radio began picking up distorted voices, faint and broken, speaking in a language no one on the crew recognized. Krieger himself wrote in his notebook, "The sand is not silent anymore. It hums when we pass over it." Still, the expeditions continued. The Landship's purpose was not just exploration, it was domination. It was built to prove that mankind could rule the desert, to replace caravans of camels with engines of power, to move oil, gold, and passengers faster than ever before. And for a time, it succeeded. Photographs from 1933 show the machine parked near an oasis, towering over palm trees, a miracle of metal in a sea of heat. People from nearby villages gathered to stare, shielding their eyes from the glare of its polished hull. Children whispered that it had eyes, that the glowing windows were alive and watching them. But then, in the summer of 1934, it vanished. The Landship was scheduled for a long-range journey from Tripoli to Cairo, a test of endurance through nearly 1,000 kilometers of open desert. It left the outpost at dawn with 23 passengers, 6 engineers, and 3 military observers. It was expected to reach Cairo within 7 days. It never arrived. At first, authorities assumed mechanical failure. Maybe the engines overheated or a sandstorm buried it. But when search teams set out along the planned route, there was nothing. No debris, no tracks, no bodies. Even the marks left by its enormous wheels disappeared just a few miles into the desert. It was as if the machine and everyone aboard had been erased.